In this video, we'll discuss 10 common mistakes people make when decluttering and provide practical tips to help you overcome these challenges. Click that subscribe button and let's get started. 1. Overcoming the fear of making mistakes. One of the most significant barriers to decluttering is the fear of making a mistake. This pervasive concern often leads to indecision and procrastination, preventing individuals from taking the necessary steps to simplify their lives. For many, the thought of discarding the wrong item can be paralyzing, causing them to cling to possessions that no longer serve a purpose. I remember vividly the early days of my decluttering journey when I faced this fear firsthand. As I examined each item, my mind raced with doubts and uncertainties. Would I regret getting rid of this? What if I need it someday? These questions consumed me, making even the simplest decisions feel overwhelming. It wasn't until I recognized the connection between perfectionism and hoarding disorder that I began to understand the root of my fear. The desire to make the right choice led me to hold on to everything, creating a cluttered and chaotic environment that weighed heavily on my mental and emotional well-being. However, I eventually realized that the risk of making a mistake was far outweighed by the potential benefits of decluttering. By letting go of unnecessary possessions, I could create a more spacious and organized living environment, reduce stress, and free up time for activities I truly enjoyed. To overcome my fear, I adopted a mantra that has guided me through my decluttering journey. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. This reminder helped me stay focused on my ultimate goal, to create a home and life that brought me joy and fulfillment. While there were undoubtedly times when I questioned my decisions, I learned to embrace the possibility of making mistakes. After all, even the most experienced declutterers may occasionally regret a choice. But these setbacks can be valuable learning experiences, helping us to better understand our priorities and values. By confronting my fear of making mistakes and taking the leap into decluttering, I discovered a sense of peace and clarity that I had never experienced before. The process of letting go of unnecessary possessions not only transformed my physical environment, but also liberated my mind and spirit. 2. The emotional connection to possessions. Beyond the practical aspects of decluttering, it's important to acknowledge the emotional connection we often have to our belongings. Many items hold sentimental value or represent significant milestones in our lives. This emotional attachment can make it difficult to let go, even when items are no longer serving a practical purpose. To address this, try approaching decluttering with compassion and understanding. Allow yourself to acknowledge the emotions associated with certain items. If you're struggling to let go of something, consider taking a photo or writing a journal entry to preserve the memory without physically keeping the object. 3. Doing too much at once. One of the most common mistakes people make when decluttering is attempting to do too much at once. The overwhelming task of tackling an entire house or multiple rooms simultaneously can quickly lead to burnout and a sense of defeat. To avoid this pitfall, it's essential to adopt a more sustainable approach by breaking down the decluttering process into smaller, more manageable steps. To begin, it's crucial to assess your schedule and be realistic about the time you can dedicate to decluttering. Overestimating your capabilities can set you up for failure. Instead, focus on creating a decluttering plan that fits your lifestyle and commitments. Another effective strategy is to divide your home into smaller zones. This approach allows you to tackle clutter in manageable chunks, preventing you from feeling overwhelmed. By breaking down larger spaces into microzones, you can declutter even when you have limited time. Remember, the size of the zones should be inversely proportional to the amount of clutter. A highly simplified space requires less division than a cluttered one. For example, a decluttered bedroom might be tackled in a single session, while a cluttered kitchen might need to be divided into several zones, such as drawers, cabinets, and appliances. By slowing down and breaking down the decluttering process into smaller, more manageable tasks, you'll be less likely to feel overwhelmed and more motivated to continue. This approach helps maintain momentum and prevents you from abandoning your decluttering goals. By incorporating these strategies into your decluttering journey, you'll be well equipped to overcome the challenge of doing too much at once and achieve a more sustainable and satisfying outcome. 4. Technology is taking over our whole life. In today's digital age, technology plays a significant role in our lives and can contribute to clutter. From excessive digital downloads to physical devices that accumulate over time, it's essential to declutter our digital possessions as well. Take the time to organize your digital files, delete unnecessary apps, and unsubscribe from unwanted emails. This can help reduce mental clutter and create a more streamlined digital experience. 5th, premature decluttering. One of the most common mistakes people make when decluttering is attempting to organize too early. The urge to create a perfectly tidy space can be strong, but jumping ahead of the decluttering process can lead to inefficiency and wasted resources. When you organize before decluttering, you risk purchasing unnecessary storage solutions for items you'll eventually discard. Additionally, premature organization can hinder your decluttering efforts by creating a false sense of progress. It's essential to remember that decluttering is the foundation upon which organization is built. A strategic approach involves waiting until you've fully decluttered a space before focusing on organization. This allows you to gain a clear understanding of the items you have remaining and their storage needs. By decluttering first, you'll avoid the frustration of reorganizing, only to realize that certain items are no longer necessary. Consider the example of a newly moved-in family trying to organize their entryway. Instead of immediately purchasing shoe racks and coat hangers, they observed how the space functioned in their daily lives. This allowed them to identify the most effective storage solutions based on their actual needs. By delaying organization until after decluttering, you'll save time, money, and energy. 6. Fear of managing and avoiding waste. One of the most common reasons people hold on to clutter is a fear of waste. Whether it's the guilt of discarding expensive items or the concern about environmental impact, the belief that wastefulness is inherently negative can hinder decluttering efforts. However, it's important to recognize that the true waste often lies in the accumulation of unnecessary possessions. Keeping items that no longer serve a purpose is not only wasteful in terms of space, but also financially. The cost of storing and maintaining clutter can far outweigh the perceived value of the items themselves. Furthermore, the environmental impact of clutter is often overlooked. Excessive consumption and hoarding contribute to landfills and pollution. By decluttering and adopting sustainable practices, we can significantly reduce our environmental footprint. To combat the fear of waste, it's crucial to shift our perspective. Instead of focusing on the perceived loss associated with discarding items, consider the long-term benefits of decluttering. A clutter-free space can improve your mental and emotional well-being, increase productivity, and create a more sustainable lifestyle. While finding sustainable ways to declutter is important, the most effective way to reduce waste is to change our consumption habits. By being mindful of what we purchase and avoiding impulse buys, we can significantly reduce the amount of clutter that enters our homes. Remember, the true cost of clutter extends far beyond the monetary value of the items themselves. 7. Breaking the shopping habit. While decluttering is essential for creating a clutter-free home, it's equally important to address the underlying issue of excessive consumption. If you have a habit of acquiring more possessions than you need, your decluttering efforts will be like trying to empty a leaky bucket. No matter how much you remove, it will eventually fill up again. To achieve long-term success in decluttering, it's crucial to break the cycle of excessive shopping. This involves developing a more mindful and intentional approach to consumption. Here are some strategies to consider. Identify your triggers. Practice mindfulness. Set spending limits. Unsubscribe from marketing emails. Find alternative activities. Declutter your digital possessions. By addressing your shopping habits, you'll be taking a proactive step towards a clutter-free home. Remember, decluttering is not just about removing items, it's also about preventing new clutter from entering your life. By breaking the cycle of excessive consumption, you'll be well on your way to creating a more organized and fulfilling living space. 8. The lingering problem. One of the most common pitfalls in decluttering is allowing items that are destined for removal to linger around the house. Many people find themselves guilty of leaving decluttered items in various corners, waiting for the right moment to dispose of them. This lingering clutter can create a sense of unfinished business, contributing to feelings of stress and overwhelm. It can also make it difficult to maintain a clutter-free space if decluttered items continue to accumulate. To address this issue, it's essential to have a plan for where items will go once they've been decluttered. Knowing your local donation centers, thrift stores, or recycling facilities can help you avoid the temptation to store items temporarily. Additionally, setting a specific time and date for removing decluttered items can help you stay accountable. Treat this deadline as seriously as any other appointment in your schedule. By committing to a specific time frame, you'll be less likely to procrastinate and allow clutter to accumulate. By following these strategies, you can effectively deal with decluttered items and prevent them from lingering around your home. This will not only help you maintain a clutter-free space, but also provide a sense of accomplishment and closure. 9. Waiting for the perfect moment. Another common mistake people make when decluttering is waiting for the perfect conditions. They believe that they need a large block of uninterrupted time to make significant progress. However, this ideal scenario rarely materializes in our busy lives. Life is full of distractions and unexpected events that can derail our best intentions. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, it's essential to seize opportunities as they arise. Even a few minutes here and there can make a noticeable difference in your decluttering efforts. Remember, it's not about having enough time, it's about making time. By prioritizing decluttering and taking advantage of small windows of opportunity, you can accomplish more than you might think. 10. Creating a sustainable decluttering habit. Decluttering is not a one-time event, it's an ongoing process. To maintain a clutter-free space, it's important to develop sustainable habits. Consider incorporating decluttering into your regular routine, such as dedicating a specific day of the week or a few minutes each day to decluttering a small area. This will help prevent clutter from accumulating again over time. Additionally, be mindful of your spending habits and avoid bringing unnecessary items into your home. By cultivating a more intentional approach to consumption, you can reduce the need for future decluttering sessions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support helps us keep creating content that you'll love. Thanks for watching.